Hey Book Dragons, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Alright, let's go! So if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you probably heard me say on several occasions that The Night Circus is my second favorite book of all time. And now, having read Erin Morgenstern's newest novel, The Starless Sea, I'm starting to question that a little bit. And I'll talk more about why, but it's gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm having a hard time choosing between these two, which is the better of the two. So we will definitely talk about that. But I'm going to say right up front, guys, Erin Morgenstern is an auto-buy author for me. I kind of felt that way after The Night Circus, but it was only one book, right? But now, having read this one, I'm like, there is no question in my mind. I will buy anything Erin Morgenstern writes, and I have no doubt that I will thoroughly enjoy it. I kind of feel about her the same way that I feel about Neil Gaiman. I'll pretty much buy anything they write. So, just want to get that right out there. And if all you came for was the star rating, I give it a 5 stars. I mean, I can't not give it a 5 stars. If I could give it more, I would give it more. But I hope you'll stick around and find out exactly why I feel that way. So, The Starless Sea is a love letter to books and to stories. It is a love letter to experiences and the imagination. And I told Ariel from Reading and Whatnot today after I finished the book that it felt like a warm blanket that I just want to cuddle up with. I mean, that's how rich and immersive this book is, or at least it was for me. It's also a really poignant tale about relationships and the meaning that people in our lives have in writing the story of our lives, and how the people that are truly integral to that story can never really disappear, because even if somebody dies or moves on or whatever happens after this life, they're never truly gone, because the memories and the stories are right there with us, and it's something new to be told. And I got all that from this book, I know. And you might say, Chaz, you're reading all this stuff into a stop. I'm like, okay, all right. I know it's a story, but stories are so much more than just stories, in my personal opinion. But let's get right to talking about the book. It is a very whimsical, fantastical, magical tale set in modern day, kind of, but it's very timey-wimey. And if you're familiar with Doctor Who, if you're a fan of Doctor Who, you know what I mean by that. It's very timey-wimey, wibbly wobbly. It's got all that good stuff. So, and there were definitely some moments that I felt very strong Doctor Who vibes. So that was fun. But it does take place in modern day for the most part. It follows our main character, Zachary Ezra Rollins, who is the son of a fortune teller. And when he is a child, he encounters a door painted into a wall, and he feels like he should reach out and try the door and see if it opens, but he hesitates and just goes about his day and never truly finds out if the door will actually open. As we're following Zachary along, there are different interludes throughout the book that tell different stories that are found in different books that pop up in the story as well. So Zachary is a huge bookworm, and he's very much an introvert. He doesn't have a whole lot of friends. He's in college and he's just kind of coasting by and working on his projects. And he's working on this theory of I believe it was a theory of video game crafting or something like that. But he's very, very much involved in books and reading. His favorite place to go is the library. And at one point he is in the library and he's perusing the shelves, and he sees this very strange book that looks really cool. It's very old. It's wrapped in vellum, and there's no author listed on it, but he finds out it's from a private library collection that was donated. And he begins to read it, and he sees things in the book that disturb him, and it seems to be talking about him. Well, hi, Ari. Are you going to come up and join us? Here, come here. You want to come up and join us? Give me just a moment, folks. I might have a cat jumping up in my lap. You want to come join me? There are cats in this book. I'm just going to say, if you love cats, there's cats all over this book. They're kind of like the guardians of the Starless Sea, if you will. So, yeah, there's cats. And I got off on a tangent, so I will get back to it. You want to come up? No? Okay, that's okay. So, excuse the tangent there. So let's see. The book is telling a story about different characters, but one of the characters is so eerily familiar to him. And, well, hi there, Ari. You finally decided to join us? Oh, hi there. Okay. He is disturbed at certain points while reading it, but yet he can't put it down. And as he starts reading the book, he finds out about this whole secret society around the book. And there are different interludes in between the chapters telling about Zachary that focus on some of the different stories, and tell you more in depth about them before he reads them in the books. And you also find out more about the secret society that is wrapped up in this location in a separate world or pocket of our own world called the Starless Sea. So he begins to find out about some of the rituals, and there's different people called keepers and guardians, and keepers have a certain symbol that they follow, and guardians have another symbol. They have a sword embedded in their skin, or a sword kind of like branded into their skin. And so each symbol denotes a different order in this secret society, and they have different vows that they take. Some of them take a vow of silence. It's just a really, really interesting other world, and it felt very Alice in Wonderland at times, because you've got a lot of allusions to following the rabbit down the rabbit hole and going through secret doors and passageways and encountering different mystical people that you wouldn't normally encounter in your regular day-to-day life in the real world. And so it's got this very mystical and magical feel to it, and I just loved it. So, as he goes along in the story, he gets wrapped up in this secret society, and he goes on this rabbit trail, right? And he meets different characters like Dorian and Mirabelle, and there's the keeper of the mystical library by the Starless Sea, or at the harbor of the Starless Sea. And It is just a beautiful and evocative and rich story, and I just can't get enough of it. I have to reread this book. I won't get to it anytime soon, but I have to reread it. It is just so much fun, and it really does feel like a warm blanket, like I mentioned before. And there's these bees that are integral parts of the story, and one of the symbols in the story is even a bee. And so there's honey, and that's very evocative as well, because it's a very sweet and tasty story at times. I just can't stop gushing about it, guys. I talked about how I felt at times like Alice in Wonderland was kind of evoked in this story, and Doctor Who, but it also brought me back to my childhood. I read a book when I was a kid over and over. My parents read it to me over and over, called Harold and the Purple Crayon, and you may be familiar with it, but Harold had this purple crayon that he would color on walls and in the sky and draw different symbols, and he would draw doors and windows and open the doors and go into other rooms, and just such whimsical little kids books. And I got that vibe with this book as well, because there are many doors that are hidden in walls and painted on walls that if you didn't know that they were actual doors, you would just go about your day and you would never bother to try the doorknob and see if it opens. So I highly recommend this book to you guys. I really do. It is a must read for me, a must reread for me. And I hope that you have learned to trust my reviews enough that you will give this book a try if you have not already. And if you have read this book, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What you got out of it, what it meant to you. Maybe you didn't like it, and that's okay too, but at least you tried it. And I really hope that if you do try it, you enjoy it as much as I did. If there can be any book that qualifies as a work of art, this book is just an incredible work of art. So was The Night Circus, honestly. So check out Erin Morgenstern. Check out The Night Circus as well, but make sure that you check out The Starless Sea. It is such an amazing book, and there are twists and turns. There's amazing humor in here. This book is extremely quotable. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't say enough good about it. You have to read it. So I'm done gushing. I better stop. This book meant so much to me. And I hope that you guys will continue reading more books, enjoying good stories, and living in these stories as opposed to just reading them. Live the stories and allow yourself to be changed and immersed in them. I really hope you will. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Bye.